would you like to come to Hollywood and be on television?
Me! In the TV!
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're looking at what makes the sitcoms of the 90s and 2000s so great, and comparing their best qualities to see which decade reigns supreme. We're being a bit lenient on the start dates here, and categorizing the sitcoms with the decades with which they're mostly associated, even if it's at the end of the 1990s or the noughties.
Way to be, Ron! You're really getting it done, man! He can't hear me.
Round 1, New Beginnings.
Don't you people have a home?
No, we don't, but thank you for the idea. See? She called us people.
A lot of classic sitcoms have kicked off in the same way over the years. Someone new comes to town, someone new moves in with an established group, or someone starts out on a new adventure. It's the catalyst for stories that would last for many seasons in both the 90s and 2000s, as well as decades before and since.
Okay, everybody, this is Rachel, another Lincoln High survivor. This is everybody. This is Chandler and Phoebe and Joey. And you remember my brother Ross? Sure!
Hey.
We saw it with Rachel Green joining the Friends group and moving in with Monica, and we saw it with Fran Fine moving in with the Sheffields as the titular nanny, to name a few. This trope has kicked off some of the greatest sitcoms of the 90s, and they sure do it well.
I didn't realize you were a man of such strong conviction. Of such deeply felt moral tenacity, of such remarkable centeredness.
All right, Bill, I'm not going to be sucked up too either.
While this was something that we saw in some of our favorite sitcoms of the 2000s, like Community and The Big Bang Theory, it's not something that comes to our minds when we think of shows from this era.
Britt invited me, is that cool?
Oh, I can't think of a single logical reason why not.
These sitcoms don't feel as much like a fresh start as they do in Addition. Jeff sees his life expand with the study group, as do Leonard and Sheldon when Penny moves into their building.
You're not done with her, are you?
Our babies will be smart and beautiful.
Some of the most popular series from this decade have nothing to do with fresh starts. Instead, they kick off with an already established story, which is the case for Modern Family, for example.
You can shoot him afterwards. He'll be home at 2.
I can't shoot him at 2. I'm showing a house at 2.
What about 3?
No, he's got a soccer game at 3, and then we gotta leave for that dinner thing at 5. 4:15, you could shoot him at 4:15.
Yeah, I guess that works for me.
With all of this in mind, we've got to give this round to the 90s. Winner, 90s. 90s 1, 2000 0.
Mom, pack my things. He wants me back. Smile.
Round 2, relatable humor. At their core, sitcoms are about funny situations that the audience can relate to. So, which decade resonated with their audience the most?
I remember the elevator.
There's elevators all over. Everything looks the same. But like rats in some experiment.
Sitcoms like Seinfeld and Everybody Loves Raymond will never completely go out of style. While some of the jokes are dated, the general themes of everyday life that are portrayed in these shows will always be relevant.
Perfect Deborah sitting in the tree. Perfect.
Hey, that rhymes.
Whether it be marital problems, dealing with in-laws, struggling to remember where you parked your car, or faking it, it's safe to say we've all been there at some time or another. These shows are always good for a rewatch, and their relatability definitely plays a big part in that.
Watch me.
Voila!
The 2000s had their fair share of funny comedies, but were they relevant to their audience members? We say yes.
Oh, how fun! Yay!
Why don't you take as many as you can, and I'll cover the rest.
I have a better idea. Why don't I try to rustle up 7 more meetings? Because I think it would be cooler if there were an even 100.
Why don't we just stick to these 93 and see how it goes?
Shows like Parks and Recreation felt all too familiar to those in the workforce. But shows about friendship, romance, and all of the funny mishaps in between are pertinent to viewers as well. That's why sitcoms like It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia ring true to so many.
Jesus Christ, what are your dislikes?
People's knees.
Oh, come on,
Bro,
dude, come on!
You know what? We'll just make it all up.
We'll make the whole thing up.
We'll
Let's
dock
get
it
a
a
picture,
picture. We'll make it up.
We're not even gonna use you for this.
Cover your knees up if you're gonna be walking around everywhere.
We see hilarious situations like the guys trying to help Charlie create a dating profile, but also meaningful ones like Mac coming out to his father. These shows are as relevant today as they were when they aired, and we can thank their relatability for that.
Hey, Dad? Yeah, Dad. Oh, no, he had to go. The guards called him back. The guards called him back. Oh, that went well.
We couldn't possibly pick, so both sides win this round. Winner, tie. 90s 2, 2000s 1.
In the event of a tie, a winner must be chosen. There can be only one.
Round 3, family values. At the center of so many people's lives is their families, and the importance of families certainly never gets stale. So it stands to reason that family dynamics play a large role in many of our favorite sitcoms from the 90s.
Oh, is this working out great or what? These girls are crazy about you.
Oh, sure, I dance around and give 'em money.
From wholesome families like the Tanners in Full House to more typical ones like the Taylors in Home Improvement, it's fun watching these relatable and hilarious households on our screen. Exploring the family unit gave these shows a chance to talk about things that only families could.
My own flesh and blood.
Technically, Uncle Phil, I'm not really your flesh and blood. So my mom and Aunt Viv, I see where you're going with this, though.
While some of the topics they delve into are serious, these shows manage to give them a funny spin. And that's the magic of this type of show format.
How could you do this to me? Settle down, Corey. You're acting like this is the first time. Well, it's the last time, bub. Hey, little bro, life's tough. Get a helmet.
The 2000s played host to many family sitcoms, from Modern Family to Arrested Development, all the way to Malcolm in the Middle. The difference between these sitcoms and those of the 90s is that the families we see are not always nuclear.
You said my father was my father, but my uncle is my father. My father is my uncle!
These shows prove that there are all types of families, and all of them are worthy and fun. The complexities of the families in the sitcoms we mentioned paved the way for family-centered sitcoms that followed in the 2010s and beyond, like Blackish, Mom, and Raising Hope, just to name a few.
We don't know what we're doing either.
Well, it sure looked like you knew what you were doing in there.
We sang a song. Anybody can sing a song. Charles Manson can sing a song.
He's actually pretty darn good. Mike has his album.
He is good. But that doesn't mean you want him helping you raise your child.
Considering the influence of the 2000s family sitcoms and the enduring qualities of the 1990s family sitcoms, we have to end this round in a tie. Winner, tie. 90s 3, 2000s 2.
The other team wanted to settle with the coin flip. We said rock, paper, scissors. And that's when talks broke down.
Round 4, friend groups. One of the first things that comes to mind when we think of sitcoms is friend groups. While family is super important, the beauty of Friends is that they often become surrogate family, which makes for interesting dynamics and entertaining TV.
Yes, you tore it up, girl. I haven't had this much fun since Jeremy James's 80th birthday, okay?
On television in the 90s, friendships were at the forefront. On shows like Boy Meets World, we got to see childhood friendships grow and mature into adolescence and eventually adulthood, making this show accessible for a wide array of viewers.
You guys got room for me?
Yep, we have the perfect spot.
Right between me and the wife.
All right, Mr. Beatty, you're up.
And we can't talk about Friends without talking about Friends. It's iconic, it's nearly as popular today as it was when it first premiered, and the characters on the show will always be friend goals.
That's a tough hand to beat.
I thought we had them.
Oh, well, when you don't have the cards, you don't have the cards, you know? But, look how happy she is.
Friendships were relevant in the television world in the new millennium too. Shows like How I Met Your Mother and Rules of Engagement are hilarious and relatable to any viewers who've been through fun times with their friends in their 20s and 30s.
We have a cake plate, 12 years. No cake.
How can that be?
I don't know. We've also got a juicer, no juice, a waffle maker, no waffles, quesadilla maker.
Yeah, I like
no,
it.
senor.
Well, that doesn't make any sense.
I know, welcome aboard.
That said, Friends shows didn't make a huge impact or reappearance until the 2010s. That's when we got shows like New Girl and Brooklyn Nine-Nine that had a larger focus in that area. 2000 sitcoms tackled themes like workplace situations, marriage and relationships, and family values. But it wasn't a decade for the Friends.
So screw both of you, and screw everybody out here. Liz Lemon is having a party, and there ain't no party like a Liz Lemon party, because a Liz Lemon party is mandatory.
That being said, this round goes to the 90s. Winner 90s. 90s 4, 2000s 2.
Hey.
Hey, you had enough now that you know who you're dealing with?
Ready to discuss terms of surrender?
Can you bear to continue?
Round 5, workplace comedies. While we love shows that delve into the complexities of home life, friend groups, and relationships, we spend so much of our lives at work that aspect of life deserves some time in the spotlight. That said, workplaces weren't at the forefront of situation comedies in the 1990s, as most kept their storylines at home.
Where do I sit?
The previous nanny sat in the kitchen.
Oh, how antisocial. So, kids, what should we do today? Should we take a walk in the park or maybe just kick back, hang around the mansion?
On Frasier, the titular therapist's radio show was integral to his character. However, plotlines mainly focused on family dynamics, which follows the trend of the decade.
I suspect your son already knows how you feel. Is that all?
Yeah, I guess that's it. Thank you, Dr. Crane.
My pleasure, Martin.
Yeah, what I said thank you.
Yes, I heard.
Meanwhile, Spin City is about day-to-day life in the assistant mayor of New York's office. But it's not exactly a sitcom that is top of mind when you think of the 90s.
I can't take it. I don't know what's real and what's not. I don't know day from night, good from evil. I'm lost.
From shows like Scrubs that took place in the medical world to Parks and Recreation and the political seas, everyone in the 2000s could find a sitcom that compared to their own workplace. The brilliance of these shows is their ability to balance the funny, mundane, and serious parts of work while making them relatable and timeless.
Somebody say my name.
Chris.
Swivel! What is it, Jerry?
You told me to say your name.
And you did a great job, superstar.
These shows paved the way for the more unconventional workplace comedies that have followed in recent years, like Ted Lasso, Superstore, and Shrinking. But we still find their 2000s counterparts are as accessible and relevant today as they were in their prime.
Lemon, embrace your elitism. What do we elites do when we screw up? We pretend it never happened and give ourselves a giant bonus.
This round has got to go to the 2000s. Winner 2000s. 90s 4, 2000s 3.
I told you so. I told you so. I told you so. I told you so. I told you so.
Round 6, romantic relationships. When it comes to 90s sitcoms, we've seen it all. From Paul and Jamie's marriage dynamic and ups and downs on Mad About You, to Ross and Rachel's on-again, off-again romance on Friends.
You're welcome.
Oh, I'm sorry. Were you speaking to me or sleeping with someone else?
We were on a break.
Okay. You know, Ross, why don't you just put that on your answering machine?
The thing with the romances in 1990s sitcoms is that many of them are iconic and still referenced in the zeitgeist today. One couple that comes to mind is Corey and Topanga from Boy Meets World.
We are real, and you always understood that. I love you, and I will always love you.
All these years later, and they're still revered and held in high regard from fans of the series. We also can't help but think of Jesse and Becky from Full House, as we loved seeing their unlikely relationship play out.
There you go, shooting off your mouth.
I do know what I'm talking about.
No, you don't know what you're talking about.
Serious. We've been going out for 6 months. Some time comes in time and you go to dinner with me? I mean, come on. Yes, you were. Yes, you were. Yes, you were. Let me tell you something.
There were plenty of memorable couples and situation comedies at the turn of the century. Some standouts include Marshall and Lily from How I Met Your Mother and Penny and Leonard from The Big Bang Theory.
Oh my God, that is the most beautiful thing anyone's ever said to me.
Yeah? That's because you're beautiful, and your beauty fills my heart with love and song.
Getting kind of cheesy, Leonard.
As wonderful as these couples are, they're not as timeless as those from the 90s. These sitcoms and couples are great, but somehow they don't quite hit the same.
Sometimes you just have to set your ego aside.
Yeah, and remember that the love that you have for that other person is way more important than winning.
More important than winning.
Although they were part of the series' plot, they don't have the same way of making an audience feel totally emotionally invested in the outcome. We have nothing against these characters, but we don't think that they top the couples from the 1990s.
Will they? Won't they? Looks like they're going to. Oh, the last second something. Oh, come on. Enough already. And you guys aren't exactly Ross and Rachel.
Who?
Dr. Ross and Rachel from bookkeeping.
We've got no choice but to give this round to the 90s. Winner 90s. 90s 5, 2000s 3.
It's you and me, all right? This is it.
This is it. Unless we're on a break.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Round 7. Dealing with serious topics. As much as sitcoms are about fun and hilarity, they're also about serious matters that cut through the noise. Some shows are great at addressing important topics, and some are not. But we think what's important is the genuine attempt.
I'm gonna get through college without him. I'm gonna get a great job without him. I'm gonna marry me a beautiful honey, and I'm having me a whole bunch of kids. I'm gonna be a better father than he ever was. And I sure as hell don't need him for that, because ain't a damn thing he could ever teach me about how to love my kids.
In Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, we saw the main character deal with parental issues as his father walks out of his life again. In Home Improvement, we see the family deal with everything from cancer scares to drugs with their teenagers. These shows and others manage to portray heavy issues in a way that is not only authentic, but is resonant with the audiences of all ages in any decade.
I've been there. But there are two ways to deal with anger. You can hold on to it and let it eat your way inside, or you can give that anger a voice and try to make a difference.
In the 21st century, it's just as important for shows to be funny as it is for them to be topical. Sitcoms like 8 Simple Rules didn't shy away from important topics like dealing with the death of a loved one.
Dad, thank you.
That's all he wrote.
That was enough.
Even teen-centered shows like That's So Raven tackled issues like body image and racism head-on. However, we remember the sitcoms of the 2000s for being more familial as they dealt with humorous situations in the home, between friends, and at work. When it comes to tackling difficult things, the sitcoms from this decade fall a bit short, as it seems like this isn't something we see as frequently in the 2000s as we do in the 1990s.
I'm going home, Britta.
I know, Shirley, I know.
No, seriously, I'm going home. Can you help me out?
For that reason, we have to give this round to the 90s. Winner 90s. 90s 6, 2000s 3.
Nobody believes or cares in you as much as we do.
Which decade are your favorite sitcoms from? Let us know in the comments.
Bravo. You win. Every dog has her day.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.